Welcome back for game number 2. The Roseburg Dr. Stewart's now 4-6 overall in the season, coming away with a 7-4 win against the Eugene Challengers in game number 1 here at Swede Johnson Stadium. Nat Uretsky happy to be with you this evening as the Dr. Stewarts have now won 4 straight games after starting 0-6. They are now 4-6. The Challengers, their second loss of the season, their first in league play. Roseburg picks up their first win in league play after losing both of them last week at Medford. Now game number 2 coming up in just a second. A few moments. The players are attending to the field right now. We have a player interview. It is brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. Today, the pregame interviewee, it's Camden Hartzell, a returner for the Dr. Stewarts. And I got to say, last year, I just started with the station here in Roseburg, got my first experience of what broadcasting was going to be like in Roseburg, broadcasting with the Dr. Stewarts last summer. I went down to the Coach K tournament that actually happened last year at North Medford High School, and one of the guys that I remember meeting was Cam Hartzell, a guy that talked to me and got a nice couple of conversations in during that 1 week I was down in Medford, and Joey had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Camden ahead of this week. A lot of baseball games to be played this week. So we're going to air that interview here on 541radio.com and the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Here is Joey Kieran with Camden Hartzell.
To our player interviews with the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. Well, we get a chance to catch up with Camden Hartzell, Roseburg High School, now 1 year under your belt at Umpqua Community College. Welcome back to the Docs, and how did freshman year of college go for you?
It was a crazy experience all the way through. I mean, didn't get it done the way we wanted to, but I wouldn't have asked it for it to be any other way. I mean, only thing I would have changed is winning the tournament, but I mean, where we were at the end of the year, I don't think anybody really saw it coming from how we started, but just crazy ride. Those guys are my brothers, like, be with them forever, but It was a really fun year, learned a lot of lessons learned from the older guys. Just a great experience.
Yeah, it was an up and down year. You know, I got to be here for the home games and see a lot of that, and it was definitely a year that had a lot of probably frustrating moments for everybody in the dugout. But you guys came through it kind of when it mattered most, to be able to get through that regional after losing and then getting to the tournament for the first time in the program's history. You know, being able to be kind of a part of the team that kind of is maybe reestablishing Umpqua as a place to play some baseball. How's that feel to be kind of one of those guys that's on a team that's going to kind of set the mark now?
Well, I mean, it's just history we set. I mean, first team to do it. A lot of adversity this year all the way through. We faced some heartbreak with Skip leaving. You know, it was first-year head coach, a lot of adversity we faced, but it was just a gritty squad all the way through. All the guys powered through a lot, and, I mean, again, wouldn't change it for the world. It was a fun year.
It definitely was a fun season, and you know, you were first year there. I know got some time early on in the season. As the season wore on, not as much time for you. You know, what'd you learn about the process of being a college baseball player throughout that year?
I mean, it was frustrating to start with. I went from redshirting to getting thrown in with the Wolves, and I mean, it was a great experience. Loved that, but it was more than baseball throughout most of it. I mean, I learned more while I was watching guys and seeing how guys handled the adversity and how they composed themselves in the mound, more than when I played. It was, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was great. I would have liked to play, but I mean, I learned so much from the other guys and all the older guys, the experience they have. It was a lot.
Yeah, you know that. I think learning from previous talks with former docs like Jay Stoffel, just more how so much. Especially as you get to the next level, everybody's got good stuff. There's definitely mechanics and things like that you can work on, but so much of it ends up being working on the mental side of the game.
It's a big mental thing. I mean, you're there for a reason. Everybody knows you have it. It's more just figuring out yourself what you have and how to control it. And I mean, you're going to be in face a lot of adversity through all of it, but I mean, everybody you face, we're all guys at their high school, so it's a whole different ball game. I mean, everybody's good. You just got to be good mentally throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, you got the 1 year under your belt. Obviously, spending the summer here with the Docs will give you an opportunity to get some more pitches in, get some innings, and get some work done. But, what's the goal kind of here in between freshman year and going into second season there with the Riverhawks? I assume going back to the Riverhawks
going
next
back
year.
for sure.
Okay.
I want to become a better leader, better teammate. I want to be better for the guys. I think that's somewhere I struggled a little bit this year. I mean, I did what I could, but I still have a lot of room for improvement there. I just want to become the best leader I can be, and I mean, I want to bring one. I want to bring one back. I want to go to state and I want to win it. We've came up short last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a part of the group that finally does it and gets it done. And I think very well this could be the group that does it. We just got a couple things to work on, a couple things to figure out.
Yeah. I was following what was going on in that conference tournament, and you guys were into day 4 and had Lynn Benton on the ropes and just couldn't finish that one off. And they go on to kind of surprise everybody, maybe to end up winning it. I know that everybody figured they probably had what it took, but the path they got there to win it all was definitely not easy for them. That final game for you guys that was kind of back and forth, run me through just kind of the emotions of that game.
I mean, it was obviously a big game for us. I mean, having two teams from the same conference going at it. I mean, seeing Brooks Avery out there, there's always a little. You got to have bragging rights over each other. But at the beginning of the game, there was a lot of energy both sides, just up and down the whole time. The lead goes one way, lead goes the other. Would have loved to send Lynn Benton home. That was the goal. But I mean, can't win them all. We made it as far as we could. It was definitely an emotional game. There was a lot behind it. A lot of guys knew that it could be their last time out there. But I mean, still, it was great. I mean, as much as it sucked losing that game, it was crazy we made it that far, and we were where we were.
Yeah, no, it was a fun season, and definitely great to see the success, and it was great to see you getting the opportunity to be a part of it there early on in that season and throughout. So this is back for your second season with Doc Stewart's, or third?
Yeah, second.
Okay, I want to make sure I didn't have a typo there, because I know as one of the older guys, you've been here for a little bit now. You get to be not only a guy that's been on the team before, but also a guy that's now coming back after college. And those are always kind of big pieces to any Legion team. What do you kind of see your role as this year with Doc Stewart's as one of those guys coming back after a first year of college?
I mean, a lot of these guys, I'd assume the whole team wants to go play college, and I'm happy I can give them kind of the insight of what it takes and, what coach they're going to expect. So I ride everybody a little harder than I probably should, but I'm trying to do it for the best of everybody. A lot of these guys are just great players, great people. Just trying to show them what they need to expect if they want to go to the next level. Me and Booney are both doing it, just trying to be the best leaders we can be and see if we can take this group to the next step further than we've been.
Yeah, it'd be great to see this team go on a run and being able to be a part of that. Not a lot of guys coming back from that college group. Graduated a lot of guys from this team last year that were on the older side. So you get to be kind of one of those few. You mentioned Daniel Withers, Boone getting to be there. You guys got to be teammates during the UCC season as well. And, obviously a couple other guys. Brevin is out there with you as well from Roseburg High School. Just being able to kind of continue those relationships with some of these guys you've made, what's that been like to be able to kind of have those guys still around?
I mean, a couple of these guys, Tristan Ledbetter and Brevin Harrison and Daniel, a lot of those guys, I've been playing with them since I was elementary school, middle school. It's crazy seeing how far they've come as baseball players and as men outside of the game, just the development they've made and the steps they've taken. It's really cool to be a part of this whole thing with them, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Being with these guys forever, it's been great. I loved it.
Yeah. I've been asking everybody so far. You guys are out on the road, got to stop for dinner. What's your go-to place that you're hoping the team stops for?
That's a tough one. Depends the spot. I'd say, wow, what a question. I'm in for a little Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. I think those are two safe spots, but my go-to is probably In-N-Out, just because it's pretty cheap and you can get a lot of food for not a lot of money.
Is that kind of a staple with all the guys on the UCC club? Or?
Yeah, well, we didn't stop. We were a big Abby Special kind of group.
Okay,
Whistler knows all about that. We got Abby Special quite a bit, but, I mean, really, we didn't have any place that was all the time. It was kind of just wherever was quickest, we can get out of there. But, I mean, I didn't really pay attention to the food a whole lot while we were there. It was more just being with the guys and all that.
For sure. In-N-Out's a good choice. I like that one too. I like also they're always open late.
I love it.
That's the easiest part of that about that place and why it's usually kind of one of the go-tos. So you are baseball. I know when you get to the college level, it is probably takes up a lot of your time and a lot of your effort. And then outside of that, then it's the schoolwork.
Yeah.
But what kind of hobbies, what kind of things do you like to do in any bit of spare time you might get?
Well, the spare time we get in the fall, I go hunting a lot. That's a big thing. I mean, I go fish here and there, but I mean, we don't get a whole lot of time outside of baseball. It's a grind when you get there, but snowboarding, hunting, fishing, just being outdoors, hanging out with friends. Like this summer, it's a lot of swimming and fishing, so whenever we get the time to do that stuff, I love going out to do it.
Nice. All right, Cam Hartzell joining us here, back with the Doc Stewarts again this summer. Cam, appreciate the time and best of luck to you this year.
Thank you, Joey.
All right, and we'll have more of our evergreen family medicine player interviews coming up throughout the summer, and that'll do it here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here for game number 2. Great interview Joey had with Cam Hartzell ahead of this game. And guess what? Cam is actually going to get the start here in game number 2. So we'll see from Cam in just a few moments. The head coach has just met at home plate. We are writing in the final lineups right now. We got one last 2-minute timeout to get in before we get started for game number 2. Final 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Welcome back here to Swede Johnson Stadium. First pitch about to take place as Colin Hernandez winds and fires. The first pitch to Paxton Burke is in for a strike, and we're underway here at 7:19. So 7:19, the official start for game number 2. Second pitch to Burke is lined right to second base. A leaping play is made by Braden Corrigan for out number 1. Literally, I'm still writing in the lineups here, but we do have Colin Hernandez on the mound for the Eugene Challengers. The southpaw has been excellent so far to start the summer and gets a first pitch line out to Paxton Burke. Pretty similar lineup for Roseburg in game number 1. Paxton Burke, Logan Anderson, and Cal Robbins. Batters 1, 2, and 3. Robbins no longer catching. He's at first base. Swing and a miss by Anderson. 0-1 from Hernandez. Robbins is in that 3 spot at first base. Daniel Withers back at third base, batting 4th. Jake Johnson is the DH in the 5 spot. Dane St. Clair, the center fielder, batting 6th. Hernandez fires outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So St. Clair is the center fielder. Taj Flora in right. Ryan Shaver is the left fielder. And Amos Bowers is the catcher behind the plate. So Bowers into the game, and that's really the big difference. Swing and a miss by Anderson. 1-2. Ty Hellenthal gets game number 2 off after being the DH in game number 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes in the top of the first. With 1 out, nobody on. Anderson drives the ball towards left center field into the alleyway for a base hit. He's going to stop at first base after a big wide turn and head back to the first base bag as Duncan Rudebush out in left field corrals it in time to keep it to single bases. Rudebush out in left field. Lance Lay in center field. Kyle Miller, who was the pitcher in game number 1, the starting pitcher for the Challengers, he's out in right field. Braden Corrigan at second base. Brady Bousquet at first base. Aiden Hibbler, who was in left field in the last game, is catching. Luke Wheeling is the third baseman, and Brock Johnson is at shortstop. First pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Robbins. 1 out, a runner at first base. Docs won game number 1, 7-4. Pitch from Hernandez is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Robbins. So Robbins at Roseburg, but played a little bit of first base last year with the Dr. Stewarts. Swings and misses on the 2-0 pitch, 2-1. Him and his brother Luke were both on the Docs last year. Luke, he was a first-team All-League DH this past spring at Roseburg. He's going to be preparing for college football at the College of the Siskiyous. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. He's going to go play linebacker out there. I think he likes football a little bit more than baseball. His dad, of course, a baseball coach, and so he's kind of going the opposite direction, but he's still going to go play college sports. 3-1 is swung on and missed, 3-2. Cal and Luke both transferred from Douglas to Roseburg this past year, both key contributors. Big reasons why Roseburg won the Southwest Conference in the spring. 3-2 pitch from Hernandez up and away, and it's a walk for Robbins. So a hit and a walk put 2 on, with 1 out for Daniel Boone Withers. Got told by Joey Kieran last game, at least after I called the last game. Who told you to call him Dan? I was just calling him Dan the Man. Apparently his grandfather was a former Legion baseball player, Dan Withers. And so this is either Boone or Daniel. The pitch is inside. Want to know. Remember it on the lineup card last year, Dan Withers. That's why I was saying it. Nonetheless, Boone is at the plate. 2 on and 1 out. Hernandez, the left-hander on the mound from Thurston, went 2-0 with a .44 ERA so far this season. Pitch is fouled back, 1-1. So Hernandez, another pitcher from Thurston, just graduated as well, class of 2025. 1 ball and 1 strike to Withers. Just wrapped up his first season at UCC. The 1-1 pitch. Dribbler towards the first base side, foul. 1-2. So officially got the scoreboard written in here in inning number 1. Off and rolling, and the Docs looking to go undefeated on the day. Try to win their 5th straight game. They lost their first 6, have won their last 4. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the first. The pitch from Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. I think it was a changeup. It fooled Withers as he was late on the swing and goes down whiffing for out number 2. Brings up Jake Johnson, the DH. Johnson, a big at-bat here in inning number 1. Trying to keep up the momentum from game number 1. Hernandez out of the stretch. Comes to the plate. First pitch. Right at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Johnson doubles in his last 2 at-bats in the last game. No balls and 1 strike to Johnson. Here's the pitch to Jake. It's looked at down low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Johnson gets some rest out in the field. Also was hit by a pitch in the first game. And you can see him, he's trying to shake it off still a little bit. At least move that left elbow a little bit. Seems like it's still a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe a little bit of the reason why he's the DH. I mean, he's still swinging the bat pretty well. You can definitely see a little bit of movement from him, trying to shake it off, get a little bit loose. One ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 on and 2 outs in the top of the first. 0-0 the score. Anderson at second. Robbins at first. Johnson trying to drive in the first run of the game with the runner in scoring position. The 2-1 pitch. Johnson swings right through it. 2-2. Good pitch from Hernandez. So Roseburg picks up their first win in league play. Eugene winless in last place, 0-1 in league play after losing their first game in league play this season in game number 1. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Johnson pops it up out towards the right side of the infield. Bousquet trips over the bag and drops the ball. Coming in to score from second base is Anderson. And Roseburg takes the lead. So Bousquet was looking for the fly ball in the infield, and he tripped over the first base bag. He caught his feet, but I think that just the slight little bit of looking down at his toes and making sure everything was okay got his focus away from the ball. And it drops down, and it's another error for Eugene as a run comes in to score as runners were on the move with 2 outs. Johnson ends up at first base with the E3, and in to score is Logan Anderson. At third base is Cal Robbins. So another gift given to Roseburg as they capitalize. 2 outs, and now a dribbler off to the first base side by St. Clair. Picking it up is Bousquet, and he taps on the bag for the final out. Well, Roseburg scores 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 2 stranded after 1 error in the inning. We're now headed to the bottom of the first inning. The score is 1-0. Roseburg with the lead here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Score is 1-0. Roseburg with the lead. Starting lineup for the Eugene Challengers. Landon Lay is going to be leading things off. The center fielder, followed by Brock Johnson, the shortstop. Eli Christ is batting third, the DH. Brody Bousquet is the first baseman, batting fourth. Luke Wheeling, the third baseman, batting fifth. Kyle Miller is the right fielder, batting sixth. Aiden Hibbler is the catcher in the seventh spot. Braden Corrigan is the second baseman, batting eighth. And Duncan Rudebush is the left fielder, batting ninth. Cam Hartzell on the mound for the Dr. Stewarts. The right-hander from Umpqua Community College delivers a first pitch strike. 0-1. Doc's looking to go 2-0 on the day. See if they can get it done here in Eugene. No balls and one strike delay. The pitch to the center fielder is grounded foul to the third base side. Hartzell starts ahead 0-2. Defensively for the Docs, Ryan Shaver out in left field. In center field, it's Dane St. Clair. Taj Flora and right. Dan Withers at third. Paxton Burke at shortstop. Logan Anderson at second base. Cal Robbins at first. And behind the plate is Amos Bowers. Pitch is in the turf. 1 ball and 2 strikes, Tulay. Center fielder in game number 1, who had 1 hit, struck out and flew out, plus a ground out. 1-2 pitch, Hartzell. Can't get him to strike out. It's fouled away. Lay stays alive. So the center fielder leading things out for the Challengers as they trail 1-0 thanks to an error in the top half of the first inning with 2 outs. It was an E3 to allow a run to come in and score for Roseburg. 1-2 pitch. It is grounded off towards the left side. Burke fields, sidearms it to first base. Out number 1. Nice play by Burke, who's handled this tough turf pretty well this afternoon. There was a lot of errors in game number 1. But the Docs were able to hold strong and come away with the victory. Total of 7 combined errors for both teams across game number 1, and now 8th error of the game in the top half of this inning. Pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. With 1 out in the bottom of the first, 1-0 the score. It is the Dr. Stewarts with the lead here at Swede Johnson Stadium. Game number 2, 71 degrees, the temperature with some hazy skies. Hartzell misfires high, 2 balls and no strikes. Docs again have an early game tomorrow, so hoping to wrap it up quickly before heading down south back to Roseburg tonight. And then they got some more games coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, 12 a.m., or rather 12 p.m. 12 a.m. would be crazy if we had to play a game. That's what they do up in Alaska. They have that, the Alaska Baseball League, and they have the yearly midnight game up there. 2-0 is fouled back, 2-1. That's because they can actually play a game at midnight because the sun doesn't set until after midnight, and so it's kind of like a dusk type of game up there in the Alaska Summer Collegiate Baseball League. 2-1 pitch from Hartzell. It's looked at for a strike. 2-2. To Brock Johnson, the shortstop in game number 1. Johnson, a strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice, singled and doubled. Pitch is in. It's a ground ball off towards the right side. Anderson charges, throws to first base, and it's a hair late. Johnson legs it out for an infield single. So it brings up Eli Christ.
Now batting, designated hitter number 18.
So first hit.
Chris.
Brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure your summer projects are a hit with a stop by MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Runner at first base. Bottom of the first, 1-0 the score. Hartzell umpires a pitch down low and away. Gets away from Bowers, and advancing out towards second base is Johnson. So Eugene has the tying run in scoring position in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 the score. 1 out for Eli Chris, the DH. Game number 1 was batting in the cleanup spot. Bumps up a spot with Connor Clift out of the lineup. Pair of walks and reached on an error in game number 1 for Chris. 2 balls and no strikes to Chris. The Bushnell Beacon. So we got a couple of college-age guys facing off here. Hartzell from Umpqua and Chris from Bushnell. Pitches inside. So a 3-0 pitch upcoming to Chris. Brady Bousquet is on deck for the Challengers. 3-0 pitch. Elevated up and inside, and so a walk will put 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning.
First baseman number 30, Brady Bousquet.
Brady Bousquet coming to the plate. First baseman. Bousquet, an impressive season at Churchill. Came in hitting over 500 at .513 on the day. Takes the pitch outside, 1-0. 329 hitter with 7 doubles, a triple, and a home run, plus 22 RBIs at Churchill in the spring. 1-0 pitch, up and away, and Hartzell is struggling to find the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Docs again wearing the black jerseys. No mid-game jersey swap. They did that last week in Medford. 2-0 pitch. It's looked at for a strike, 2-1. Last week they wore the blue dry fit shirts in game number 1, and then game number 2 they put on the black jerseys. 2-1 offering. Foul back. 2-2. Caps this season. Bright blue caps with the bright orange R. This year, a little bit of a twist. For the first time in a long time, it appears, the bright orange Bills. 2-2 pitch. Popped in the air out towards left field. A long run for Shaver, and he tracks it down just shy of the line for out number 2. Throws it in and keeps Johnson at second base and Chris at first.
Number 11, third baseman Luke.
2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 the score. It is the Docs with the lead. Lucas Wheeling will come up to the plate. Wheeling moves up to the 5 spot after batting in the 7 hole last game. Had an RBI single in a 1-for-3 outing, and a balk is going to be called. Both runners will advance, so runners at second and third. Johnson to third base and Chris to second. Big at bat now for Wheeling, as well as Camden Hartzell on the mound, trying to preserve the lead. First pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. So base hit by Wheeling could potentially score 2. Give Eugene the lead in the bottom of the first. 1-0 the score. Roseburg with the lead. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hartzell kicks and deals. Breaking ball down low and inside at 1-1. Hartzell, another returner on this Docs team. One of the veteran guys. It was an experienced team last year. 1-1, down and low and away, 2-1. And so with a lot of guys graduating from last year, Hartzell kind of one of the leaders now for Roseburg. It's his second season with the Docs. Just appeared in 4 games with the Riverhawks this past spring for Umpqua. 2-1, swing and a miss. 2-2 by Wheeling. The fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-1, and 2 outs. Deuces everywhere in the bottom of the first. Pitch from Hartzell. Breaking ball. Misses down low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last year, Hartzell started 7 games, appeared in 9 with the Docs. 5.00 ERA with 33 strikeouts, just 14 walks, 11 hit pitches, and 28 innings pitched. Payoff pitch. High. So it's going to be a walk to load the bases. Second walk of the inning issued by Hartzell.
Left fielder. Right fielder, number 7, Kyle Miller.
So Kyle Miller will come up to the plate. Picked up the loss in game number 1 on the mound. Trying to get payback at the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Bases loaded, first pitch is outside, low and away. 1 ball and no strikes from Hartzell. So Hartzell struggling to find the zone. 2 walks and a single in the inning to load the bases. Just an out away from getting out of this jam. 1-0 pitch. Line drive, softly hit out towards center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. St. Clair tried to barehand it and pick it up to fire it home, but he bobbles it, and that allows Eli Chris to come in and score. It's now 2-1. Challengers with the lead, thanks to a 2 RBI single by Kyle Miller. Willing advances to second, so 2 on, 2 out in a 2-1 game. Brings up Aiden Hibbler, the catcher. 2-1 the score. Challengers take the lead right from Roseburg. First pitch, it's fouled away. 0-1 by Hibbler, the catcher. Hartzell has thrown 5 1/3 this season across 3 games. No starts for the right-hander. He's 0-1 with a save this season, his first start with the Docs. 0-1 pitch from Hartzell. Fastball in for a strike. 0-2. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Hartzell. At 29 pitches so far. And now the 0-2 pitch upcoming. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down towards the left side. Burke backhands, goes to 3 and gets the out there with Withers applying the tag. Doesn't matter, he was on the bag. So it's a 6-5 fielder's choice play to end the inning after a total of 2 walks, 2 hits, and 2 runs with 1 left stranded. We're now headed to the top of the second inning. It's a 1-run game in favor of Eugene, 2-1 here from Swede Johnson Stadium. We're now headed to the top of the second inning here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Top of the second inning, it is 2-1. Eugene with the lead here at Swede Johnson Stadium. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. Special thanks again to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor all season long. So leading things off for the Docs is Taj Flora. He swings and misses at the first pitch to him. 0-1 from Colin Hernandez. Hernandez, 1 run given up in the first inning. It was unearned. It was a 2-out error to score a run from second base. The pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. The error was to Brady Bousquet, who tripped over the first base bag and dropped the pop-up in the infield with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2, and that allowed the run to come in and score from second base. Runners at first and second were both running on the pitch. The damage was held to just 1, and Eugene followed that up with a 2-run bottom of the first inning to take the lead and lead by 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Sutherland Bulldog in Taj Flora. 1-2 pitch. It's popped out of play. So the Knox with some work to do. Looking to come from behind once again. They trailed by 2 in the last game. Going into the 5th and scored 5 runs in the 5th inning for a 5-run 5th. They never relinquished the lead after that. They hung on and won by 3. Flora takes down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hernandez. Again, the southpaw from Thurston that's been excellent this season for the Eugene Challengers. 2-2 pitch. Flora goes down swinging. It's a strikeout for Hernandez for out number 1. Second strikeout of the game for the southpaw.
Number 15, Ryan Shaver.
Brings up Ryan Shaver, the left fielder. Shaver with a bright yellow bat gets into the box. First pitch to him. He takes it high. 1 ball and no strikes. So Shaver, his first season with the Knox. Won the state title this past season at Umpqua Valley Christian. Monarchs going back-to-back, winning it at PK Park. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Probably a cool moment for a lot of these kids from Umpqua Valley Christian, getting to go play at PK Park. Pitch in for a strike, 1 and 2. I'm sure, though, if you surveyed a lot of the kids in Douglas County, I'm sure they're probably more Beaver fans than Duck fans, but nonetheless, the experience to get to play at PK Park, it's really a special one. It was quite the festivities on that day. Quite the setting as the 1-2 pitch is in for called strike 3. Shaver takes it on the low inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 outs. Nobody on in the top of the second, 2-1 the score as Amos Bowers will take his first cut of the day. First pitch, Bowers takes a strike, 0-1. Bowers did not play in game number 1, gets the start behind the plate and batting in the 9 spot in game number 2. Another Roseburg Indian on this Roseburg Dr. Stewart squad. 0-1 pitch. It's a swing and a miss at the plate. 0-2. Hernandez looking for a 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts. The lefty dangles the left arm, layers into his catcher, Hibbler, and out comes set. 0-2 pitch. It's high. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bowers. So famous Amos with the swing coming up here. Didn't bat a ton during the spring season with Roseburg. Eventually went from a defensive catcher to an offensive catcher as well. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd say for a majority of the season, Luke Robbins, the DH, was batting for Bowers. But over the last few weeks of the season, Bowers started to get some more cuts. Robbins was still the DH, but Bowers got his chance at the plate while also catching in the game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's a 3-strikeout inning for Colin Hernandez. He sits the Knox down in order as we'll head to the bottom of the second inning. The score is 2-1. It's the Challengers with the lead here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. We're playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Leading off for the Challengers, second baseman number 12.
Bottom of the second inning, special thanks to our sponsor, Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC. Special thanks again to Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122, our proud pregame sponsor, as well as the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor all season long. Cam Hartzell's first pitch here in inning number 2 is in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike from Hartzell to Braden Corrigan. 0-1 to Corrigan, followed by Duncan Rudebush and Lance Legg. Swing and a miss. Now no balls and 2 strikes to Corrigan. Hartzell looking to bounce back after giving up 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning, left 1 stranded. The 0-2. Here it is. Breaking ball that's popped in the air out towards the first base side. Foul territory. Too long of a run for Flora. Gotta say, I think Taj Flora made the same mistake as me. It's not necessarily a big mistake, but these caps that we got this year, they feel like they fit a little bit bigger than the size that they are. My hat is a little bit wobbly on me, a 7 3/8, and that's traditionally what I wear. Pitch is inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I know because I have a few Drifters hats for my other broadcasting gig, and with that, those hats fit pretty snug. These ones a little bit loose, and I think Flora has the same problem as me, as his hat has flown off a couple of times today. Pitch is down low and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's not the biggest inconvenience, but you certainly will lose your cap just a bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Hartzell. Up and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There was a guy that pitched for the Springfield Drifters a couple of years ago. He actually played at Bushnell University out in Eugene. Ja was his name. Blanking on his last name, as the 3-2 pitch is inside. And it's going to put Corrigan at first base with a leadoff walk. That the 3rd walk of the game issued by Hartzell. So Duncan Rudebush will come to the plate with a runner at first base. Nobody out. A.J. Doolittle out to talk things over with Cam Hartzell. John Yaskapine, that was his last name. He was a guy that also wore a loose hat, and every single time he pitched the ball, his hat would fall off. It was just a given. It was honestly quite the surprise when his hat did stay on in the middle of his windup. But every single time he would throw it towards the plate, he'd lose his cap. Thankfully, that hasn't happened this summer with the Ducks, but you know, it is a possibility. I didn't think it was, and then I saw summer collegiate baseball. This is still Legion baseball, but who knows? Funkier things have happened. Bunt is shown by Rudebush. Pitch is low, and the throw goes back towards first base. Back pick not in time. It's back there safely as Corrigan. So Rudebush, the left fielder, into the game from Eugene, North Eugene High School. Shows bunt, pulls it back. He was down on one knee, and the pitch is inside, I believe. 2 balls and no strikes. It's got to be hard to kind of gauge that as an umpire. The guy on one knee. 2-0 pitch from Hartzell is swung on and miss. 2-1. Getting a little bit later in the evening. Still a good crowd. Fans scattered throughout the bleachers. A great venue for Legion baseball here in the state of Oregon. 2-1 pitch. Bunt is shown. It's pulled back, and Rudebush, I think, got hit in the eye. He is down, and he is in a lot of pain right now, and this is a scary situation. He was showing bunt. The pitch was inside, and I'm thinking it went off the bat and then up into the face. He's holding his left eye right now. But that is a tough injury at the plate as they're attending to him at the moment. So we're praying for Duncan Ruddebush right now. Coaching staff has come out to tend to him, and he gets up, and I think he's going to be okay. He's trying to shake it off with his head a few times. I think they're doing a concussion test right now. So I think he's going to head to first base. I thought it was off the bat, and that's what Sestair is talking to the home plate umpire about. Because it looked to me like it went off the bat and then hit his eye. I mean, I feel like he'd be in a lot more pain if it went straight into the eye.
Now batting for the challengers.
But I guess they're saying it went off his face and then off the bat, because it's going to be a hit by pitch to put a runner at first base. And Ruddebush is going to come out of the game. And Chase Hartley is going to come into the game for him.
Now running for Duncan Ruddebush, number 2, Chase Hartley.
So Hartley from Sheldon High School in for Ruddebush after the hit by pitch. Two on and nobody out in the bottom of the second. Eugene with the lead at 2-1. Top of the order back up, Lance Lay. First pitch, Lay bunts it towards the third base side. Withersfields, he'll just throw to first base and get the out there. Anderson there covering. So a sac bunt for out number 1. Corrigan advances to third. Hartley advances to second. 2 in scoring position with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Brock Johnson, guy with Brock knock in inning number 1. A single. And now the infield comes in. The Docs did a good job in inning number 1, throwing out 3 runners at the plate. Pitch is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Definitely will have to talk to Paxton Burke after this game and ask him about the field conditions. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is in for a strike. 1-1 from Hartzell. So the Docs looking to keep it just a 1-run game. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is popped in the air out towards right field, heading towards the hedges and out of play. Swede Johnson Stadium, a sweet setup right next to the football stadium here at North Eugene. Roseburg High School actually played a game at North Eugene, and we broadcast the football game from the baseball bleachers. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball down and away, and reaching for it was Johnson, and he fouls it off and stays alive. Right on the first base grandstand, we were broadcasting from there onto the football field. It looks right onto the field. We thought, man, this is going to be the perfect setup. We were eyeing it from last summer, broadcasting some Docs baseball games here. Joey and I were. And we got here. Everything was set up. It looked like it was going to be perfect. And then the coaches got in their big bucket trucks to go up and see from the field as there's a ground ball towards the shortstop, Burke. He looks towards third, works the runner back at third, and Corrigan, and then goes to first base and gets the out there to retire Johnson. So runners at second and third as Eugene learns from their lesson in game number 1, not trying to run home on contact. So Corrigan at third and Hartley at second. 2 outs, 2-1 the score. But yeah, the umpires, or I guess not the umpires, the coaches, they had these big bucket trucks to go up and film and the defensive coordinators, they want to be up in the sky to look at the field at a different vantage point, and so they got up there and it blocked our view of the scoreboard. Pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. And the way that we set up our broadcast with the scoreboard, you got to have a camera on the scoreboard so that we can grab the time, put it on our broadcast. Certainly was a little bit of a struggle initially for that game. 0-1 pitch. In for a strike. A nice, beautiful breaking ball from Hartzell, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. Pitch from Hartzell. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Pumped the fastball high and blew it right past Chris for the final out. 2 are left stranded after a walk and a hit by a pitch. Prayers again to Duncan Rudebush, but it appears he's going to be okay. We're now headed to the top of the 3rd inning. The score is 2-1. It's Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Chase Hartley. And batting for the Doc Stewart, shortstop number 7, Paxton Burke.
It's Paxton Burke, Logan Anderson, and Cal Robin. 1, 2, 3 coming up for the Doc Stewart. By the way, my hunch was correct. Chase Hartley is the new left fielder for the Chargers, replacing injured Duncan Robinson. And the first pitch to Paxton Burke is swung on and missed.
First pitch to Paxton Burke is swung on and miss. No balls and 1 strike. Second pitch to Burke from Colin Hernandez is upstairs high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the order, back up Paxton Burke, Logan Anderson, and Cal Robbins. So the 1, 2, and 3 hole hitters back to the dish. Their second look at Hernandez, who had a 1, 2, 3 strikeout second inning. Burke pops up the 1-1 pitch out towards the right side of the infield. The second baseman, Corrigan, fields and makes the catch for out number 1.
Second baseman number 4, Logan Anderson.
1 out, nobody on for Logan Anderson in this 2-1 ball game. Eugene with the lead. All the runs coming in the first inning. Roseburg led 1-0 thanks to an error by Eugene. And then 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning on a couple of hits. Cam Hartzell worked out of a jam in the bottom of the second. Keeps it a 1-run get. Anderson takes the pitch high. 1 ball and no strikes to Logan, who singled his first time up. Came in to score that 1 run back in the first. He's the only player with a hit today for Roseburg. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. He has the MSK True Value first hit. Make sure your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 2 balls and no strikes from Anderson, or to Anderson, I should say, as he takes a strike. 2-1.
2026 and 2027 Northwest Regionals for American Legion Baseball.
2-1 pitch is fouled away, 2-2. So Anderson, another returner on this Docs team. A veteran guy on this Docs squad. 3rd season with the Docs. He swings and misses on the 2-2 pitch, and it's another strikeout for Hernandez. Man, he is racking up the Ks today. Up to 5 strikeouts in the afternoon. And still just inning number 3. 2 outs and nobody on for Cal Robbins. He's struck out now 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced.
2-1
Robbins, he walked his first time up. Game number 2 of a doubleheader this afternoon. The Docs winning 7-4 in game number 1. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Robbins. Robbins with a home run to his name this season with the Docs. One of the standouts this season. Pops up the pitch out towards the first base side, out of play into the bleachers. Young lady was running away from the ball that dropped a few rows in front of her. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cal came in hitting .485 in terms of on-base percentage, right around .444 in terms of batting average. 1-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 9 hits, a double, a triple, and a home run, plus 9 RBIs this season for Big Cal. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt. It's another strikeout for Hernandez, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score is still 2-1. It is Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com, and the score 92.3 FM and 1498.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewart. Oh, Docs.
Leading off for the Challengers, their first baseman, number 30.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, the score is 2-1 here at North Eugene's High School's Swede Johnson Stadium, the home of the Eugene Challengers. Batters 4, 5, and 6, Brady Bousquet, Luke Wheeling, and Kyle Miller due up for the Challengers. Cam Hartzell still out there for the Ducks. It is 2-1, Eugene with the lead. Hartzell winds and delivers a first pitch. Ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Hartzell back into the windup. The 1-0 pitch to Bousquet. It's taken low and inside, 2-0. Bousquet, he flew out to left field his first time up. That was back in the 1st inning. 2 innings later, he leads things off for the Challengers, leading by 1. 2-0 pitch from Hartzell. It's way outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Special thanks to our sponsor, Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyaway Travel, and make sure you have an agent in your corner. You can call 541-672-5701. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Hartzell. It's low and away, and it's a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning. That's walk number 4 of the day for Cam Hartzell, who has struggled with the command. Brings up Luke Wheeling.
Number 11, Luke Wheeling.
Wheeling walked his first time up. Has a runner at first base. Nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd in this 1-run ball game. Game number 2 of the doubleheader this evening as Hartzell misses high. 1 ball and no strikes. Hartzell, a graduate of Roseburg High School, staying in the Umpqua Valley. 1-0 pitch. In for a strike, 1-1. Hartzell, he mentioned it in the pregame conversation. That player interview brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Pitch is in for a strike, 1-2. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. But he mentioned it in his pregame conversation with Joey Kieran about how during the offseason, during his free time, he loves to hunt, loves to fish. Douglas County boy, true and strong. Pitch outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I got to say, after living in Douglas County for about a year, it's coming up on my 1 year since starting with the score, I got a lot of answers like that. From athletes from Douglas County. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, a strikeout for Hartzell as he answers right back after the 4-pitch walk with a strikeout for his second K of the day.
Right fielder, number 7, Kyle.
Brings up Kyle Miller. And I think that's the kind of the difference you get between Lane County and Douglas County. Type of athletes, you type of interview, and the hobbies they have outside of the classroom, as well as the fields. Hartzell comes to the plate with a first pitch strike, 0-1. I know before the game, the coaching staff, they gave me a hard time for my bright orange shirt that we have. Joey and I both have these bright orange score polos. Pitch is fouled back, 0-2. Our station colors are orange and black, but more of like a beaver black. They give us like traffic cone type of orange shirts, at least this year, and coaching staff was telling us, hey, you know, you guys, you could easily go hunt after the game with those shirts on. 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, throw back towards first base. Not in time. Miller goes down whiffing. Hartzell back-to-back strikeouts, 2 away in the bottom of the third.
Catcher number 24, Aiden Nibbler.
To be honest, the polos are quite bright. I mean, I could certainly be a traffic cone during the day and broadcast during the night. Nonetheless, I'm happy with them. I mean, they match the new hats pretty well for the Doc Stewarts. Pitches outside, 1 ball and no strikes. With the bright orange brim, it kind of goes good. It's a nice look. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch from Hartzell. Swing and a miss to Hibbler. 1-1. Hibbler reached on a fielder's choice play, or rather didn't reach, but grounded into a fielder's choice play back in the first inning in his first AB. 1-1 pitch. A little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hartzell started 6 games at RHS as a senior and then went to UCC with his 4 appearances as this is laced out towards left field for a base hit. Hibbler deposits it right in front of Shaver. 2 on and 2 out as the 2-out rally will continue for the challengers. Braden Corrigan, who walked last inning to lead things off, will come to the dish. 2 on in this 2-1 game in the bottom of the third here at Swede Johnson Stadium. Nice 69-degree night in Eugene. First pitch, Hibbler takes low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Docs again have an early game down in Eagle Point tomorrow. We'll have the pregame show at 11:45 a.m. Game is at noon. That's at least the projected start time. 1-0 pitch is up and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. It always is a little bit funky with those tournaments. Don't know exactly when we're going to start, but we have a rough estimate. It's going to be around that time unless the first game goes long or is delayed for some reason. 2-0 pitch. In for a strike, 2-1. This past weekend up in Clackamas, couple of delays. They were able to get the games in despite the rough weather. 2-1 pitch. It's down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hartzell is a senior at Roseburg. 6 starts, 2 and 3, 34 strikeouts, 25 walks, and a 5.30 ERA. Pitch misses the zone, and a walk will load the bases.
Now batting, left fielder, number 2, Chase Huntley.
So a walk, a couple of strikeouts, a single, and then another walk. The 5th walk of the day for Hartzell. Will load the bases for the 9-hole hitter and Chase Hartley. His first at bat. He takes A strike, going one. Hartley came in last inning after Duncan Rudebush was hit by a pitch. Got him up high in the face area, and he had to exit the game. Hartley swings and lines the ball out towards left center field. A long run for St. Clair. He dives, it's off his mitt, and it drops to the ground. That'll score 2 runs as the Challengers have added on to their lead. It is 4-1. 2 RBI double for Chase Hartley. It should be a hit. I mean, it was a long ways away for St. Clair, and it went off the right side of his mitt. Can't give him an error on that one. It's going to go down as a hit, at least in my book. I have it as the 4th hit, and they do as well. So, it is now 4-1 the score. In the bottom of the 3rd, Landon Lay will fly the ball out towards right field on the first pitch he sees. Taj Flora is sprinting after it. Loses the hat again, and the ball drops right in front of him. No balls and 1 strike. Lay, ground out to short. Sack bunt his last time up. Big at bat here with 2 outs. A 1 pitch to Lay. He takes it for a strike. 0-2. Lay, he's from Lynn Benton. Played at South Eugene. Had 6 hits in 16 games, finishing with a .231 average and 6 RBIs. Fouls this one away. Stays alive. He was a top 5 outfielder in his class in the state of Oregon last year. And the right-handed hitter from Lynn Benton, coming off that NWAC championship, back with the Challengers this summer. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounder towards the right side. It eats up Anderson. He picks it up. Does he have enough time at first? He does. Just beat him by a hair and was able to get the out after the bobble at second. So that'll limit the damage to just 2 runs on a total of 2 hits with 2 left stranded, no errors defensively. We're now headed to the 4th inning. The score is 4-1. Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Top of the 4th inning. Special thanks to our sponsor, Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. The Dr. Stewart's trailing 1-4 the first pitch. And inning number 4 is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Boone Withers. Withers, Jake Johnson, and Dane St. Clair do up batters 4, 5, and 6 for Roseburg. Second pitch to Withers, misses the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Colin Hernandez, back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. He's up to 6 strikeouts this afternoon. The southpaw fires in a 2-0 pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes. A rare at-bat where he falls behind. Only 1 walk. It came in the first inning to Cal Robbins. Since that point, he has not allowed a hit. Just 1 base runner. It reached on an error. It was that pop-up in the infield. 3-0 pitch. Comes in the zone for a strike. 3-1. 4-1, Eugene with the lead. 2 runs in the bottom of the third, 2 runs in the first. Pitch is fouled back by Withers as Hernandez gets back in the at-bat. Count goes full. So 4 hits, 1 error defensively for Eugene, 1 hit and 1 run for Roseburg. It was Logan Anderson with the 1 hit, and he came in to score. It was an unearned run in the first. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Withers goes down whiffing. It's a strikeout for Hernandez, who picks up his 7th strikeout. He's been phenomenal. He's now struck out 6 of the last 7 batters he's faced. The only batter not to strike out, Paxton Burke last inning to lead things off. 1-2-3 inning in the second with a strikeout there. And 3 strikeouts in the second, 2 strikeouts in the third, and 1 to start the fourth as the first pitch to Jake Johnson is fouled away, 0-1. Johnson was the one that reached on the air in the first. It was just a pop-up to the first base side, and Brady Bousquet tripped over the bag. Ball went off his mitt and dropped to the ground to allow Anderson to come in and score from second base. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. High. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jake Johnson from Roseburg High School, recent Indian alumnus.
1-1 to Johnson. Pops it up and out of play. 1-2. Hernandez, an opportunity for strikeout number 8. I mean, this is something that Jake Johnson did quite a bit in the spring. Strike out a lot of batters. I remember stretches like this for Jake when he was on the mound. Now he's looking to avoid the fate at the plate. One ball and 2 strikes to Johnson. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Hernandez with 8 strikeouts as he sits down Johnson. 2 up, 2 down to begin the 4th inning. It's really remarkable. If St. Clair goes down on strikes again, it'll be 8 of the last 9 batters for Hernandez. I mean, he's struck out now 7 of the last 8 batters he's faced. St. Clair bounces it on 1 hop to first base. Bousquet taps on the bag to end the inning. It's another 1-2-3 inning and another 2 strikeout inning for Hernandez as he's up to 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. The Ducks still just with 1 hit and 1 run. We're halfway through this game, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. The score is 4-1, Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Cam Hartzell, his day is done, and we get a pitching change. Pitching changes are brought to you by the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. Visit overheaddoor.com. So the new pitcher in the game is Riley Cheney, a right-hander from Roseburg High School. Hartzell, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs. Total of 5 walks and 3 strikeouts for the Umpqua Community College pitcher. Bottom of the 4th inning, it is 4-1, Eugene with the lead. Cheney set to face off against Brady Bousquet, Luke Wheeling, and Kyle Miller, the Heart of the Order. Heart of the Order brought to you by Floors by Design. Here is Brady Bousquet. The first pitch from Cheney. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, 0-1. Flooring is at the heart of every home. Floors by Design is the premier location in Douglas County, offering the latest and greatest selection. As this is laced up the middle for a base hit, and it's going to be a single by Brock Johnson. Scratch that. Brock Johnson is there. Eli Chris and then Brady Bousquet. Batters 2, 3, and 4. It is still the heart of the order. The latest and greatest from the industry's leading manufacturers. You can visit roseburgflooring.com for more information. So a runner at first base after the hit. A ground ball out towards third. It eats up Withers, and it goes out towards left field. That's going to allow Johnson to go from first to third. Heading to second on the play is Chris. And so Chris is aboard at second base after a presumed error by Withers at third. Maybe a base hit in error, but I think it's going to be an error. Yeah, it is going to be an error.
Now batting, first baseman, number 30.
So an E5 will put 2 on in scoring position. 4-1 the score. At the first error in game number 2 for Roseburg. Infield comes in. First pitch to Bousquet is taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Bousquet walked, scored in the third, flew out before that in the first. 1-0. It is looked at for a strike, 1-1. So 3 errors in game number 1, an error in game number 2. 1-1 pitch. Cheney delivers a pitch that is flown out towards center field. St. Clair into the alleyway, makes the catch. He throws it towards third base. As coming in to score from third base is Brock Johnson. Chris remains at second. A sac fly by Brady Bousquet adds on another run to the Eugene lead. It is now 5-1.
Now batting, third baseman, number 11, Luke Wheeling.
Luke Wheeling will come to the plate, strike out, and a walk so far. Runner at second, 1 out in this 4-run game for Eugene. Cheney delivers a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Cheney getting to work with Amos Bowers. Fun for him. 2 of them spent a lot of time in the spring throwing together with the Roseburg Indians. 1-0 pitch. Cheney misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Cheney, this is his first season on the Docks, was with the Dr. Randalls last year. Appeared in 12 games and started 7 with Roseburg in the spring. 2-0, it's grounded towards the first base side. Diving play by Robbins on his knee. He tosses it to Cheney. Taps on the bag for out number 2. Cheney, he lost his cap as well. I think him and me, as well as Taj Floor out there, have struggled with the larger caps.
Kyle Miller.
Brings up Kyle Miller with a runner at third and 2 outs in this 4-1 ball game. Bottom of the 4th, rather 5-1 ball game. And Chris is at third base after the ground out towards first. First pitch up and inside to Miller, 1-0. Miller had a RBI single, 2 RBI single back in the first. Getting revenge after picking up the loss in game number 1 on the mound. Cheney's 1-0 pitch. Belted in the air out towards deep center field. St. Clair watches it go out towards the wall. It's over his head and it goes all the way to the fence. Heading for third base on the play is Miller. The throw is going to be late. It's an RBI triple for Kyle Miller, as the Challengers have stretched the lead up to 5. 6-1 the score. Eugene with the lead. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th as the 2-out rally will continue. Aiden Hibbler will now come to the dish. 5-run game in the bottom of the 4th. Hibbler with a single. and a run scored his last time up. Chance for an RBI. Cheney's pitch is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Cheney working out of the stretch. Withers covering at third. 1-0 pitch from the right-hander. There's a fastball looked at for a strike. 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike from Cheney. Comes set at the waist. The 1-1. Popped in the air out towards center field. Another long run for St. Clair, but he's able to turn the shoulders around and make the catch for the final out. 2 runs come in on 2 hits, an error, and 1 left stranded. We're now headed to the top of the 5th inning. The score is 6-1. The Challengers with the lead. Here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. And playing for all the past veterans who have served, we're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Top of the 5th inning, it is 6-1. Eugene with the lead in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Roseburg, they were winning 1-0, and then 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. And since that point, it's been the Colin Hernandez show for the Challengers. At the plate, Roseburg has struck out 8 times through the first 4 innings. Inning number 5, they have the bottom of the order, 2 up. Taj Flora, Ryan Shaver, and Amos Bowers. All 3 of these batters struck out their first time through against Hernandez. He had a 1-2-3 second inning against this portion of the order with 3 strikeouts. First pitch to Flora. He takes a pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. He had 1 strikeout on the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth to get up to 8. Pitch in. The 1-0 is off the edge of the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-oh pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. So Flora looking to go 1 for 2 after striking out against Hernandez. 2-1 pitch. Fouled away. 2-2. Only 1 hit for the Docs offensively. It was back in the 1st inning. Logan Anderson poked one through to center field. He came in and scored on the air, and that's all the offense today for Roseburg. Have not had a base runner since the 1st inning. It is now the top of the 5th. 2-2 pitch. Flora goes down swinging. It's another strikeout for Hernandez. 9 strikeouts for the southpaw. 1 away as Flora is down on strikes the 2nd time today. Ryan Shaver will now stand in. Strikeout looking, his first time up.
10 batters in a row.
First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. It's really remarkable just to see the strikeout rate that Hernandez has. He now has 8 strikeouts over the past 10 batters he's faced. Pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It's outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, they got a good deal in town. 2 kids just ran in and said $1 hot dogs. I mean, that is a good deal. 2-1 Here's the pitch. A little bit low. 3 strike to Shaver. It's been 10 straight batters. Retired for Hernandez, the last base runner. Reached on an error in the first. In danger of walking a runner here. 3-1 pitch. Shaver flies it out towards right field. It's slicing foul, and it lands foul. Full count. Hernandez, another opportunity for a strikeout, looking for double-digit Ks. 3 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. Strikeout number 10 of the day for Hernandez.
If you're hungry, they are selling $1 hot dogs at Hayward's Kitchen downstairs.
So 2 outs, nobody on for the Ducks in the top of the 5th. They have not been able to solve Colin Hernandez.
Number 11, their catcher, Amos Bowers.
Amos Bowers will now come to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Bowers grounds the ball to the left side at third base. It's Wheeling who fields and throws to first to retire Bowers to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Colin Hernandez. As we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning, the score is 6-1. Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
It's been the Colin Hernandez show here at Swede Johnson Stadium at North Eugene High School. 6-1 the score. Only 1 hit today for Roseburg. It was back in the first inning, and since that point, 10 strikeouts for the Southpaw through the first 5 innings. And now Riley Cheney looks to come out and put his goose egg on the board. It is 6-1, so still a 5-run game, still manageable. 5 runs with 6 outs to spare, but you got to do a good job pitching and defending as well. Roseburg 1 error in game number 2. As we look at the D.R. Johnson scoreboard update, and the bottom of the 5th, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error defensively for Roseburg. 6 runs on 6 hits with 1 error defensively for the Eugene Challengers. So bottom of the 5th inning, Cheney on the mound, working out of the windup. The first pitch from the right-hander is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Braden Corrigan followed by Chase Hartley and Lance Lee due up. 1-0 pitch from Cheney above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes here in the bottom of the 5th. Challengers have scored 2 runs in the last 2 frames. Scored 2 runs in the first as well. Cheney's pitch is fouled back, 2-1. Cam Hartzell was the starting pitcher for the Ducks. Only 3 innings now. Cheney out of the bullpen. 2-1 pitch from the right-hander. Breaking ball that is popped out towards shallow right field for a base hit. Corrigan had walked twice and now has his first single. He's 3 for 3 in terms of on-base percentage. So a single puts a runner at first base. 5-run game. And Chase Hartley will come up for the second time today. Came in the second inning after a hit by pitch to Duncan Rudabush. Made him exit the game. Hartley, and now a throwback towards first base, and it gets away from Robbins. That's going to allow Corrigan to go from first all the way to third. as Flora finally collects it out in right field and throws it in. So another error. The second error for Roseburg defensively in game number 2, 5th overall in the afternoon. So a runner at third base. 9-hole hitter, Hartley at the plate, a 2 RBI double, his first time up. And he swings and drives the ball out towards center field. St. Clair fighting the sun, finds the ball, tagging at third base, and coming in to score is Corrigan. And it's a 7-1 game. Sac fly by Chase Hartley, his third RBI. Now nobody on and one out. Bottom of the 5th, it is 7-1. This game for the Ducks, I mean, you got to look at the bright spot, and there's not a lot of bright right now. The big news is that they're limiting the big inning, at least as of right now. The pitch is up and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Out in Medford a week ago, it was an 11-run inning, a 6-run inning, a 5-run inning. Haven't had too many of that today, as this is lined out towards center field. And to make the catch is St. Clair to retire Lay for out number 2.
Shortstop number 1, Brock.
It's been incremental today for Eugene, just a couple of runs each inning. 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and now 1 here in the 5th. It's a 6-run game, 7-1 the score. Cheney's first pitch to Brock Johnson. Taken inside for ball number 1. 7 runs on 7 hits. Efficient hitting for Eugene. Bowers, trouble finding the ball low. 2 balls and no strikes from Riley Cheney. Cheney's 2-0 pitch on its way. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Special thanks to our sponsor, Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, as well as DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 3-0 pitch. Johnson taken all the way. He takes a strike, 3-1. Johnson had the MSK True Value, first hit of the game, back in the first for the Challengers. 3-1 pitch. It's grounded foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Cheney looking to get out of this inning with just the 1 run given up. Payoff pitch. Ground ball towards the left side. Burke, trouble with it. Another ball that finds its way into the outfield and another error. Turf Monster has been tough, and I think the adjustment going from turf to grass like this has certainly cost Roseburg a couple of times today.
Designated hitter number 18, Eli Christ.
Brings up Eli Christ. So another error, the 3rd defensively in game number 2 of the afternoon. 6 on the day. Pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Right now, the Ducks have more errors defensively than they do have hits offensively. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball through the right side into right field. Stopping at second base is Johnson. After the E6 extends the inning, it's a single by Eli Christ, his first hit of game number 2. And now 2 are on. And it's going to be a pinch hitter. Connor Clift is now coming into the game as Bousquet will exit.
Now batting number 23, Connor Clift.
So Clift will come in for Bousquet, the first baseman with 2 on. First pitch to him is outside from Cheney, 1-0. So Clift, a lefty with a wide stance. Has his left foot on the inside of the box, right foot on the outside of the box. Pitch is outside from Cheney, 2-0. Cheney, he's the type of guy that is really comfortable starting games and throwing out of the windup. When it gets to the stretch, struggles a little bit. Something that he's certainly working on this summer.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, 7-1 Challengers are running in already here in the bottom of inning number 5.
2 balls and no strikes. Pitch from Cheney. It's a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Again, a lot of baseball ahead for the Dr. Stewarts. Coach K tournament down in Eagle Point begins tomorrow. Got a game at noon against the Corvallis Marketmen. That begins the tournament, and a lot of baseball in a lot of days. 2-1 pitch. Line drive right towards the shortstop Burke, who makes the catch to end the inning. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, an error, and 2 left stranded. We're headed to the 6th. Roseburg going to turn things around offensively on the other half of this break here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served, you're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Inning number 6, it is 7-1 the score. Special thanks to our sponsor, Southern Septic Service. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free, no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. 1 ball and no strikes here in the top of the 6th inning. Paxton Burke at the plate. 1-0 pitch. Burke pops it up out towards the right side in foul territory, and now being called off was the new first baseman into the game, and Cliff. He's called off by Brady Corrigan for out number 1. And actually, that's Hibbler that's at second base.
Second baseman, number 4, Logan Anderson.
So a pop out towards second, and Logan Anderson is going to be coming to the plate. That was pitch number 74 of the game for Hernandez, and I got to wonder if this is it for him as they want to preserve the pitch limit, and they are. So they're going to pull Hernandez after 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th, he has 10 strikeouts, and he did a great job shutting down the Ducks. Pitching change coming. Pitching changes are brought to you by the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. You can visit theoverheaddoor.com. So, new pitcher coming into the game. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half of this break. It's the top of the 6th inning, 1 out. It's the Eugene Challengers leading 7-1 here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
New pitcher in the game is the #1 player in the state of Oregon, committed to Oregon State. It is Grady Saunders, the incoming senior at Thurston High School, the right-handed pitcher and shortstop on the mound for the Challengers as they lead in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch, it's fouled away by Logan Anderson, 0-1. 1 out, nobody on for Anderson. Colin Hernandez, what a day for him. 5 1/3 innings pitch, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned with no walks and 10 strikeouts. A hit by pitch to the helmet as Anderson takes it like a champ and sprints to first base. With the hit by pitch, it got him on the back of the helmet. That's the first base runner for the Ducks since the first inning. It was an error by the third baseman, Brady Bousquet, to allow a runner on and a run to come in and score in the first inning after Logan Anderson had a single back in the first, and Anderson once again on base safely after the hit by pitch. Throw back towards first base, and he's back there safely. So Saunders in. The runner at first and 1 out. Hernandez, 10 strikeouts. Got the pop-up to start, and now entering in the 6th is Saunders. Chopper towards third, no play at second. Throw goes towards first. It's a high throw, but the tag is there by Cliff. So Anderson advances towards second base. It's just a 5-3 ground out to Robbins, who's 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Brings up Daniel Withers. 2 strikeouts for Boone. He was strikeout victim number 1 and strikeout victim number 7 of Hernandez, who had 10 total Ks. Runner at second, 2 outs. Ducks with some life offensively, trailing by 6. Trying to cut into the lead now with 4 outs to spare. Takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Saunders will step off the mound. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Down and away, gets away from the catcher. It's Braden Corrigan who's behind the plate now. So Corrigan had his strap pop free, and so he's finishing that. So Hibbler goes from catcher to second base. Corrigan from second base to behind the plate, and at first base is Cliff. So those are the substitutions. Chase Hartley's in the game out in left field, and they're attending to Corrigan right now, and I think he's okay. So a runner at third, 2 outs, 1-1 pitch. Withers takes down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. 7-1 the score. It's Eugene with the lead. Swing and a miss by Withers, 2-2. Saunders, again, committed to Oregon State, the top player in the state of Oregon in next year's class. He's going to be a star. 2-2 pitch, fastball. It's flown out towards right field, way foul. Do the 2-2 again to Withers, who's just trying to avoid the sombrero in the situation. Ducks won game number 1, 7-4. Eugene, a good response in game number 2. 2-2 pitch. Checks his swing. And he went around. It's a 3rd strikeout for Withers at the plate. 1 left stranded after a walk. No hits, no runs, and no errors. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. The score is 7-1 here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
7-1 the score. It appears Riley Cheney, his day is done after 2 innings pitched.
Doc Stewart's number 9, Tegan Sprague.
As Tegan Sprague is going to come into the game for Cheney here in the 6th. So Cheney, 2 innings pitched, a total of 4 hits, 3 runs, had 1 walk and no strikeouts. So Luke Wheeling is leading things off with Tegan Sprague on the mound. The right-hander will wind and fire in the 7-1 ball game, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. So Sprague into the game. Another Umpqua Valley Christian product, his first season with the Doc Stewarts. Delivers the 1-0 pitch for a strike. 1-1. Wheeling, a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out thus far. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Sprague. It's fouled away. Stays alive. Sprague is part of the class of 2027, so he's heading into his junior season at Umpqua Valley Christian after a successful sophomore campaign. 1-2 pitch, down low and inside, 2-2. That's the thing about the Umpqua Valley Christian squad. It was a good amount of seniors on the squad, but also a lot of sophomores. It was either you're really a senior or a sophomore on the squad. We'll have a lot of returners coming back next year. 2-2 pitch, up and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, they lose Ty Hellenthal and Logan Anderson, 2 big pieces in the machine that was UVC baseball this spring. 3-2, swing and a miss. Sprague starts his day with a K. As Wheeling is out on strikes for the second time today. First strikeout for the right-hander.
Kyle Miller.
Brings up Kyle Miller, who has 3 RBIs in game number 2, plus a strikeout. Had an RBI triple his last time out. 2 RBI single back in the first. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th, 7-1 the score. Pitch in for a strike from Sprague, 0-1. Logan Anderson, first team All-State, as well as Hellenthal, who was the 2A, 1A player of the year from UVC. The 0-1 pitch, outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. But Sprague was a standout on that squad. Sprague will wind and deliver. 1-1 pitch is down and inside, 2-1. Hellenthal had 3 straight complete games to finish off the postseason. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. Almost had a complete game shutout, but an error in inning number 2 allowed a run to come in and score for Kennedy in the state championship game. Pitch is fouled back. Do it again. UVC won 2-1 thanks to a delayed steal attempt. I guess it wasn't necessarily a delayed steal. It was a play where there was a runner at second and it was a single out towards right field. 2-2 hit. Her pitch is in for called strike 3. Sprague back-to-back strikeouts. 2 away.
Now batting, second baseman number 24.
Brings up Aiden Hibbler, the new second baseman. A single, a fly out, and a fielder's choice play. But a runner at second and a runner at first. Ground ball through the right side into right field. The throw came home. The runner was about halfway up the line, and a hit by pitch to Hibbler will put him on base. He was halfway between third base and home, and so they threw the ball home. At that point, the runner took off from first towards second. They threw back towards second. the runner in between first and second, who was the batter that had the hit to try to take the lead. He got into a pickle long enough that allowed the runner at second, I believe it might have been even Logan Anderson, to come in and score. UVC took the lead in the bottom of the 6th inning and hung on for the 1-run victory. And another hit by pitch up and inside to Braden Corrigan. So the catcher and second baseman both get hit by a pitch to put 2 on base after back-to-back strikeouts for Sprague. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 6th, 7-1 the score. Eugene with the lead.
Chase Hartley.
So Hartley coming up to the plate, sac fly last time up. 2 RBI double before that. Another player with a 3 RBI game. So Hartley into the box, the left-handed hitter. First pitch, up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. So Hartley came into the game for Rudebush back in the 2nd inning after his hit by pitch. Got him up high. Looks like it might have gotten him in the left eye, and he had to come out of the game. Pitch down and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. They ruled it as a hit by pitch. I thought it went off the bat. Either way, it allowed Hartley to come into the game, the Sheldon Irish product. Class of 2026. 2-0 pitch. It's fouled back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Eugene, a dominant team throughout the years. Came in at 20-1 on the season. The Docs took game number 1. Looks like the challengers have come back here in game number 2. Throw back towards second base. Anderson, no play with Hibbler there. The Docs are going to have batters 5, 6, and 7. Jake Johnson, Dane St. Clair, and Taj Flora due up in the 7th. 2-1 pitch. Hartley fouls it away. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a 2-2 pitch upcoming to Hartley. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 on and 2 outs, and Sprague steps off the mound and looks back towards second base. So we'll wait for it again. The challengers have scored runs each of the last 3 innings. Hartley fouls it away. Do the 2-2 again. They scored 2 runs in the first, no runs in the second. It was still 2-1. Entering the bottom of the 3rd, 2 runs came in that inning, 2 more in the 4th, 1 last inning. Docs have been scoreless since the 1st. They scored 1 unearned run. Two balls and 2 strikes. Hibbler at second, Corrigan at first, the 9-hole hitter and Hartley at the plate. And Sprague steps off the mound and pump fakes a throw towards second base. 2-2 pitch. Up and away, and the count goes full. Hartley gets back into the box, trying to extend the inning for Eugene. On deck is the top of the order, Inland and Lay. 3-2 pitch. Hartley fouls it away and stays alive. Another pitch upcoming. Payoff pitch ahead.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Here it is from Sprague. Ground ball towards the right side. Anderson can't field it cleanly. He bare hands, throws to first. It's off the bag, and it's another error, and the inning will continue. So the bases are loaded after the 4th error of the game defensively for Roseburg. A.J. Doolittle coming out to talk things over with Tegan Sprague. So this inning started with back-to-back strikeouts, a hit by pitch twice. We'll put 2 runners aboard and then the E4. So 3 90s resulting in the bases being loaded and the game-winning run coming to the plate in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. That means that if Lay comes in and scores in this inning and all 3 runners ahead of him come in and score, Challengers could walk it off in 6 innings. Been a lot of errors today. It is opening day here at Swede Johnson Stadium, and there's been a ton of bad hops. Working out of the windup, it's Sprague. First pitch, down low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Lay. He's hitless. Sacked bunt, back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 3. He takes it in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes. So Sprague started the inning strong and has struggled as of late. Just trying to get out of this inning and keep it a 6-run game for the 7th inning for Roseburg. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball out towards the right side. Anderson trying to redeem himself. He fields cleanly and throws the first for the final out. Bases left loaded after 2 hit by pitches and an error. No hits and no runs. We're headed to the 7th. The score is 7-1. It is Eugene with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Top of the 7th inning, it is 7-1 the score. Eugene with the lead. Roseburg looking for a monumental comeback here in the top of the 7th inning. They only have 1 hit in the game, and game number 2, it was back in the 1st inning. Logan Anderson, just 1 runner on base since the 1st inning. It was last inning, a hit by a pitch, put a runner on base. That was Logan Anderson, and now batters 5, 6, and 7. Jake Johnson, Dane St. Clair, and Taj Flora. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1 to Johnson. Reached on an error and struck out so far. 0-1 from Grady Saunders. It's a chopper towards the left side. A bouncer for Brock Johnson, the shortstop, who delivers a nice strike over towards first base. Clift is there for out number 1. So a 6-3 ground out starts the 7th. 2 outs to work with for Roseburg to try to score 6 runs and extend this game. Dane St. Clair at the plate. Taj Flora on deck. First pitch to St. Clair. He takes a fastball from Saunders outside, 1-0. Saunders, another Thurston Colt, the number 1 player in the state of Oregon in next year's high school class. 1-0 pitch, in for a strike, 1-1. So young man with a bright future. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by St. Clair, 1-2. Saunders, 1 strikeout last inning. It was the last batter, Daniel Withers. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saunders shakes twice. Gets the grip and lets her rip. Ground ball towards the right side. Foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll do it again to St. Clair. 2 groundouts to first base in game number 2 for Dane. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to St. Clair. Here's the pitch. Fastball called, strike 3. St. Clair knew it. He started heading back towards the dugout. Another strikeout. That's the 12th strikeout offensively for Roseburg in game number 2. Second strikeout for Saunders, first looking strikeout. And now Taj Flora will stand in with 2 outs and nobody on. Saunders' first pitch to Flora is a fastball for a strike going 1. Man, this stuff is just lively off the arm. Looks quite quick to the right-handed hitter in Flora. 0-1 pitch. Flora takes a strike. 0-2. And the Docs are down to their final strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Flora with 2 strikeouts today. Holds up on a pitch down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Struck out in the second. Struck out in the 5th today for Flora. Looking to break the streak and avoid the sombrero. The 1-2. It's fouled back. He stays alive. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Flora takes outside, 2-2 from Saunders. Saunders entered the game last inning in the 6th. Hit the first batter he faced, and then after that point, ground out, strikeout, the 2-2. Another strikeout. Flora goes down swinging for the 3rd time today, as that is the story of the game. In game number 2, another strikeout. Strikeout number 13 at the plate offensively for the Doc Stewarts, as the 3rd strikeout by Grady Saunders ends it here in game number 2. Total time in game number 2, 2 hours. It went exactly. So the Ducks drop game number 2. They split the series against Eugene, and they are back towards last place in the standings in Area 4 play. Final score 7-1. Not a lot of offense today for the Ducks in game number 2. We'll break it down when we come back for the post-game show and get you set for this weekend here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served, we're playing for the people who are still serving in the military, and it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, And I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Final score here at Swede Johnson Stadium. It's 7-1 in game number 2. Roseburg went 1-1 on the day, 7-4, a win in game number 1. The Doc Stewarts, really good stuff in game number 1, but game number 2 ends their win streak. It stops at 4. The Docs are now a 4-7 on the season. For Eugene, they are now 21-2 overall, and really it was the Colin Hernandez show today. He allowed one hit to Logan Anderson in the first inning. After that point, he walked Cal Robbins, struck out Daniel Withers. Jake Johnson popped up a ball towards the first base side. It was Brady Bousquet who tripped over the bag, dropped the ball. That allowed Anderson to come in and score, and after that point, not a single batter reached base safely until the 6th inning. Logan Anderson was hit by a pitch again. It was the first batter after Hernandez had exited the game after 5 1/3 innings. Stopped at 74 pitches with 10 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs, and just the one hit in the first inning. He had 3 strikeouts in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. And that was how he ended his day with a pop-up to second back in the 6th inning. Grady Saunders came in, the future Oregon State Beaver. 3 strikeouts to the 6 batters he faced, hit by pitch, and then after that point, a couple of ground outs, and then the 3 strikeouts. The Docs, not a lot offensively, just the one hit. 3 errors defensively certainly cost them at times. A lot of errors combined, a total of 6 errors across both games for the Dr. Stewarts. Roseburg, guess what? They got more games coming up. They got a game tomorrow. It starts at noon, and it's against the Corvallis Marketmen down at Eagle Point High School. I'll be traveling down to call that one bright and early. We'll have the pregame show at 11:45 a.m. Doc Stewart's start at 12 p.m., and then they'll have the afternoon off. They're going to be heading back to Roseburg. On Friday, they got a doubleheader, 11:30 against Southern Oregon Baseball. Then they have to wait. There's going to be another game played. Idaho Falls is going to be playing Salem. And then the Doc Stewarts will be facing off against the Reno Knights. That one at 4:30 p.m. on scheduled for Friday. Saturday, the Docs have the early game, 9 a.m. start. On Sunday, we'll have the pregame show at 8:45, bright and early on that Saturday, That is the 28th. And then on Sunday, the 29th, the Docs have one game against Idaho Falls, the Bandits. That one at 11:30 a.m. And then they're going to have a doubleheader coming up on the Monday at Champion Car Wash Field, a home doubleheader against the Mustangs at 5 p.m. And then on the Tuesday, they'll be facing off against the Eugene Challengers down in Roseburg at Champion Car Wash Field. Game number 1 starts at 12 p.m. Till then, the Docs will have a long bus ride back towards Roseburg and then bright and early down to Medford to face off against Corvallis. First game of the day at the Coach K tournament. Docs lose game number 2, 7-1. 8 hits, 1 error defensively for Eugene, 1 hit, 3 errors defensively for Roseburg. Special thanks to all of our sponsors: Barnes Heating and Cooling, Palm Wealth Management, Flyaway Travel, Southern Septic Service, Winston Auto Care, Roseburg Country Club, DC Farmers Co-op, Gibbs RV Superstore, Cascade Credit Union, Community Credit Union, McClendon Smokehouse, Bowers Industrial, MSK True Value, Roseburg Disposal, The Blind Man, Umpqua Bank, Floors by Design, Overhead Door Company of Roseburg, D.R. Johnson Lumber Co., and Evergreen Family Medicine. Can't forget about the Cow Creek Tribe, our proud video stream sponsor. The Docs lose 7-1 in game number 2. They split the day against Eugene. They are now 1-4 in league play this season. We'll be back in action tomorrow against Corvallis. Pregame show going at 11:45 a.m. Special thanks to everybody that made this broadcast possible, to everybody in the press box up here at Eugene, to our producer back in Roseburg, Dale Cranford. I'm Nat Uretsky saying so long from Swede Johnson Stadium. We'll see you tomorrow morning in Medford here on